Hi, this is Champlet2 with another tips and tricks video for bunker sales. This one features everyone's favorite nemesis, the dreaded Dune Buggy. I'm going to show you some tricks for surviving these Dune Buggy sales, but this video has an extra special bonus tip for you. I'll show you how you can use this Dune Buggy sale from the bunker to get your very own chrome or gold custom Dubsta if you don't already have one. At the time this video was made, it's still the most valuable vehicle that you can steal and sell to the custom shop for more than $23,000 each. So first we'll take a look at the map and we see the 4 drop points that they provide. They don't give you the last one until you've done the first 4. I'm going to start with the one that's closer to the middle of the city at that big intersection there, but it's hard to mark some of those with a waypoint because part of that freeway is covered. Like you can see there, it didn't want to give it to me because the freeway goes under an overpass there. So I'm just going to move the waypoint to a place I won't miss it, and I'm going to skip ahead. I just hit my waypoint there, and now I'm heading through the tunnel. And this first drop point is just a little bit further east, just off the side of the freeway. Now, after having done this delivery route several times, I've kind of gotten used to where the Dubsta spawn. So you can see how there's some freeways up above where we are here on this lower one, like there's another highway overpass, and then up above us here is a freeway overpass. Generally, the Dubstas tend to spawn up there on those freeway overpasses, not right down here on the lower freeway with me. I'm putting that waypoint just a little bit shy of where I'm going to go for this next drop, and I'm doing it before I drop this one. And there you can see the Dubstas aren't right on top of me. The reason I put that drop point or that waypoint a little bit south of the drop is because that little dirt road there, if I tried to put a waypoint right on the drop, it would actually cause me to have to go north of it and come back, so I just put one a little bit south of it. Now you can see the Dubstas are still in my mini-map. They're not too far away, but I'm getting to the point now that if I keep going this fast, I'm going to lose them. So when I make the turn here, I'm going to slow down. I'm going to give them a chance to catch up a little bit. The reason I'm doing this is because as long as they stay on my mini-map, and they're close enough that I can see them, but not so close that they can really shoot me up and do a lot of damage. If they're behind me, I won't get new ones in front of me. And the Dubstas can do the most damage to you when they're either in front of you or beside you, because they can shoot right through the front window. There's something about all the gear there on the back that makes it really hard for them to actually do any damage to you when they're shooting from behind you. If they weren't still there right behind me, I would have Dubstas spawning either right here in this slightly confined space, or as I turn the corner, they'd be spawning in this general vicinity. And there's not a lot of places for me to get away from them here. I just dropped a proximity mine here because I want to blow these guys up now. I don't really need them right behind me anymore. I dropped another one there and blew up the wrong guy, and then I dropped another one here as I was entering the dirt road, and there we heard it blow up. Always stop and listen to make sure that your proximities blow up, because if they don't and you leave them behind, you might end up blowing somebody else up or yourself later, and you don't want to do that by accident. That wouldn't be good. So there's still one left. I blew up one of them, and one of the Dubstas is still behind me. But again, he's not really close enough to hurt me, so I'm just keeping him at a safe distance. Just as I'm leaving the road here, I dropped another proximity mine, and I don't think I ended up getting the Dubsta with this one, but I did just hear it blow up, so it got somebody. And so that way at least I know I don't have to go back and clean it up. It definitely did detonate. Well, now I don't really need to worry too much about this guy behind me because I'm going to go off-road and head across the freeway and climb up the mountain there. So he's no real threat to me now. But the issue is, usually by now, I would have just let those guys get close to me and blow them up right away. And I would have already, there's like 3 or 4 rounds of 2 Dubstas each. I normally would have blown up at least 2 or 3 rounds of them already by now, by the time I'm getting to this second to the last drop. But obviously I've only blown up like 2 Dubstas so far, I think. So there's still a lot of them floating around. And as you're coming up over this hill to the reservoir where there's the dirt road right next to it down at the bottom, that's their favorite place to spawn. And sometimes they'll spawn just literally right in front of you. This time I got a little warning. You can see them down there, but I made a mistake. I should not have turned down the mountain right there because I was too close to those Dubstas. I should have kept going. But the most important thing is they were shooting at me. I need to get them behind me. As soon as you can get them behind that dune buggy, they really can't hurt you much. To get to this next one, you could take a little left here and go up that way and climb up the hill. There's a couple of easier places to do it over there. I like to go here, but you have to keep your speed up. If you take this one too slow and you stall out, you'll slide right back in the water and drown your dune buggy. Now notice here, this is important too for the dune buggies and the marshals. When you're off-road, stay up on the mountain ridges. There's less trees and you can drive a whole lot faster. And you'll notice this whole time that I've been off-road, the Dubstas aren't here. They don't follow you off-road. They might if you're like right on the highway and they're right next to you, and they might try to get off the road a little bit. But generally speaking, when you get really away from the road, they don't go with you. Now, again, you need to drive carefully because I got a little out of control there and flew up on the side. It's a lot better I flew that way than to the right. Usually, as I said, I would have blown up a lot of Dubstas and I wouldn't have anybody at this point still out there. I'd just be taking my last delivery and everything would be fine. It'd be a nice free ride. Well, I wasn't expecting, because, you know, they're usually gone by now. I wasn't expecting to see some more on this tiny little road, but I rounded this corner and got the fright of my life. There's a Dubsta. So luckily, I got away just barely and kept them behind me. It's just important to remember how many you've taken out, because when there's still some out there, they will spawn again. I did leave a proximity up there right after I got behind, and I think I did, or right after they were behind me. I did take out one of them. But now, as I'm rounding this corner, I've gotten far enough away from that last one, he just faded off of my mini-map. Which means it's still possible for more of them to spawn, because I didn't blow him up. And as I'm rounding the corner here to the very last drop, lo and behold, more Dubstas. So a lot of times I'll stop just before my last drop and request my personal vehicle, so it'll be there by the time I get done. Why do they jump in the street and lay in front of your vehicles? How dumb are they? Anyway, I'm all done, and the Dubstas are still out there. They followed me to this last drop. So I'm going to go take them out. But when you keep them with you like this, at the last drop, you still have a couple of Dubstas out here. You could actually take them out, take the guys out, and borrow the Dubsta. I realized here as I got to the top of the hill, those guys were down on the railroad track. So I'm going to come down here and deal with them. And I don't think they're dead yet, but... oh, there they go. So if they're on foot, I'm figuring the car's got to be here, and lo and behold, there it is. It's pretty banged up, but it'll do. Now, this is not just an everyday Dubsta that you find on the street. This is the custom Dubsta, and you can tell because it's got the spare tire on the back offset to the left. The ones that are on the road generally have the spare tire centered on the back. And it's 7:45 in the game in the morning. That means the Dubstas are spawning. They start at 7 a.m., at the custom shop in Rockford Hills, and also the one down by the airport. I've got a whole video on that. There's a link in the video description below to that video, so you can check out the best ways to find a Dubsta once you have one. I skipped ahead here, and you can see I'm driving this one towards the custom shop in Rockford Hills. And I must apologize, I was having a little bit of trouble with my game audio here, so if it sounds a little odd, I'm very sorry about that. I turned it down low, so hopefully it wouldn't be too terribly annoying, because it started stuttering for some reason. Anyway, so here I am approaching the custom shop in this custom Dubsta that I borrowed. Now, I can't take this into the custom shop. I can't take it into my own garage. If I were to get out of this, I would lose it. Now, see, there's no Dubsta parked here, so I'm just going to show you some of the routes that I would normally take to try to look for one. This one's a little bit tough to drive because I don't know if you noticed the front right wheel is terribly bent. But even in this condition, it'll still work fine to spawn a Dubsta. And it's 9 o'clock, so I'm still in good time. The video that I mentioned that's in the link below, it tells you all the things you need to know about when the Dubsta spawn, how to find them. You can sell them at the custom shop for $23,250 each. You can sell one a day in GTA, which is every 48 minutes in real life. However, I think there's a limit now to how many cars you can sell off the street. And once again, no Dubsta. But that's okay. These take a while to spawn. Sometimes they're hard to find. I've looked for a whole game day and didn't find any. But I'll keep trying. Anyhow, I believe there is some sort of limit now. I'm not sure what that number is. But you can sell until you reach the limit. And $23,250 is the maximum amount for any vehicle currently in the game that you can sell at the custom shop. If you don't already have a Dubsta, a custom Dubsta, there's 3 ways to get them. This is one. If you tend to play on your own, this is a great way to do it. If you have a bunker, you can just snag one from the Merriweather guys, borrow it long enough to find one here at the custom shop and keep it. And then that can be your bait vehicle that you can use to search for more that you can sell. Oops, not one this time. We'll take another lap. If you can't do that, another way you can get a Dubsta is if you have a friend who has one of these custom Dubstas, they can use theirs to spawn one for you at the custom shop that you can keep and use for bait. And if you can't do that, if you have a friend who can register as an MC president and hire you as the road captain. Among the special vehicles that the road captain has access to is a custom Dubsta, and it looks just like this one. It's matte black with the spare tire on the back offset to the left. You can use that while you're a road captain to try to spawn a Dubsta at the custom shop. So those are the 3 ways you can get one. And as I round this corner, did I get lucky this time? There it is, a custom chrome Dubsta. They also have the gold ones. This one just happens to be the chrome one. So I'm going to take this into the custom shop and let you see the price on it. There you can see there's the wheel on the back is on the left. And that's how you do it. So you've got the Dune Buggy tips, how to survive doing that delivery. But if you're lucky enough to keep the Dubstas following you all the way up till the end, you can borrow one of their Dubstas and bring it here to spawn one that you can keep. Make sure and put an insurance on it, and you can also modify it so that way you can recognize this is the one that you're keeping and you don't want to sell it. Thanks so much for watching. As always, a like for the video and a subscription to my channel are greatly appreciated. Be sure to check out the video description below and you'll find a link to my Discord channel. Come on in and chat with us, and sometimes I'll even give you a sneak preview of the videos I'm working on. Hope to see you there. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.